Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to beautiful 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. I'm down here early this morning, this beautiful Monday morning, not because I'm afraid of that big surf. I've had my share of that. However, no, I'm here because Bart Hall is coming in to talk about this year's Bart Hall show. And we're going to have that show available for you a little later this evening, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll ask Bart everything about the show. We'll find out what he has in store for us. And if it's like the past Hall shows, it's going to be a really great one. I'll guarantee you that. My friend Bart does such a great job, goes to so much effort and time to make sure these shows are great for you. And we're going to learn a lot more about it. So don't forget to come back later today. And the best way to do that is to hit the subscribe button, then tick that bell, because every time we have new content for you, of course, you'll be notified. And so many of you do it. So this Monday morning, could you do me a favor, please? Hit that like button, share this video with a friend. That means so much to us all. Hey, we got a lot of fishing to cover and so much more. You know what time it is. It's not only time for a Bart Hall great interview later today, it's time for the morning briefing, my friends. Good morning. Delicious. All right, thanks again for joining us, everybody. It truly is great to be here from our studio at 22nd Street Landing. We feel very blessed to have this, and it is just a great place to do shows from. So could you do me one more favor, one more time, and that is share these videos with a friend. It makes all the difference in the world. We're moving toward 1.5 million views now. For that, you have my great thanks. All right, let's get started and talk about some fishing south of the border. Of course, my good friend Sean Morgan still there in San Jose del Cabo, running trips, catching marlin, catching thresher sharks. He says the fishing's good, 75-degree water. He has to run quite a ways to find this big area of really good fishing, about a 40-mile run for him. But there's also, and has been, some fishing right out in front. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, Sean was catching good marlin and dorado and everything else 2 miles from the harbor. So, wow. I mean, still some good fishing down there in that neck of the woods. If you want to go with Sean, there's his information. You can send him a text down there in San Jose del Cabo, and he'll get back to you and get you booked up if that's what you want to do. Now, up there around San Quintin and that area, that's 140 miles down the Baja coast from the Mexican-American border. They are catching good rockfish and some yellowtail down there. That area around San Martin Island itself, and then the coastal high spots are also producing really great fishing. Of course, they've had their problems with this high surf here recently. Things are slowly but surely getting back to normal, and the little fishies are cooperating. Yo-yo iron on those yellows, mostly 15 to 25 pound yellows, 15 to 20 for the most part, and they are biting the 60 pound with a yo-yo iron. Sink it deep, wind on it fast, and the way you set the hook on the yo-yo iron, you know very well. You don't rear back on the rod. You just keep turning the handle until that fish pulls line against the drag. You've got them, and then it's game on. You got a fight on your hand and an awfully delicious fish in your future, as those jacks are hard fighting and great to eat. Love yellowtail fishing. You combine that with rockfish, you can hardly beat what's going on down there. Now, as we look at blackfin sport fishing, they are concentrating their efforts down the coast, and they'll go the distance also. They're catching lings and big bocaccio and reds and whitefish and sheepshead, treefish, all kinds of different critters there on the bottom. All of them have one thing in common: they're great eating fish. Now, it's not beyond them to get into a yellowtail bite from time to time, or catch a big black sea bass, or even a white sea bass. That's within the realm of possibility. And also, if you'd like to do some wintertime calico bass fishing, you can do that, fishing the Punta Bond area. My suggestion to you, squid is so readily available in SoCal. I would buy it and take it down there And that'll work good for the vermilions, and it'll also work good for the calico bass if you want to do that. And a yellowtail or two, not out of the question, so bring some yo-yo iron with you. That's also something that you can do in those big bonita. I mean, 3 to 5 pound bonita, some bigger than that, still roaming around there, around Todos Santos, but mostly over there by Punabanda. That's when the better area to make it happen. Arnie, sport fishing Arnie with rockfish, occasional yellowtail, and also he's zooming around looking for a calico bass from time to time, as is Costa Baja sport fishing, our friend Diego Nuno. So Ensenada, a great place to go. Man, you got to hit the taco stands. There's nothing better than street food in Mexico Lindo, and you'll just have a really great time down there. Keep that in mind as an option, an alternative to you if you want to fish for rockfish during the Southern California closed season. Remember, we're closed until April the 1st, so you are going to have to go that way, go south of the border. Or you can jump on a sport boat out of San Diego, and they are headed down the coast. Some of them go 120 miles or even a little bit further, but basically 120 down to Colinet, and Punta Colinet kicking out great rockfish. Decent yellowtail action for some. At times that can get really good. Same thing, yo-yo iron is how you want to fish it, but you're for sure going to go home with some great eating bottom fish. It's legal to fish rockfish in Mexico right now, so no problem there. You do need a passport because you're close enough to the mainland, Mexican mainland, where you need a passport, so you will need that, but really great fishing down there. I'll tell you, you are not going to be disappointed when you head down the Baja coast to that neck of the woods. Yo-yo iron, 60 pound, 50 pound at least, and man, it's fun fishing down there. Now, also the extended half-day, three-quarter-day trips are departing from some of the San Diego landings, C4 the H&M. I'm sure all the other guys are doing it, and they're offering rockfish trips. So they get into Mexican waters where it's legal, and they catch rockfish. So if you really need a rockfish fix, you got to get some great eating bottom fish. That's how you can do it right now until we open up again on April the 1st. So really looking good. Hey, if you'd like information on our raffle, remember the 19th is right around the corner. We're going to draw the winner. Just send me a text. I can shoot photos of your raffle tickets and send them to you. And you can Venmo or use Zelle or whatever way to purchase your tickets. And also, our charter list is up. Our Endeavor trip in May is going to be gone here pretty soon. Let me tell you that. Our Apollo trip, 2-day trip, that's going to be, it's at the end of May, into June. Those are 2 banner white sea bass trips. Our October Amigo trip, filling up. I don't know what to tell you. And I just talked to Jeff Jessup. He just walked by here a second ago. What's he doing up so early? Anyway, Jeff, who runs the Apollo, and he's run the Amigo for many, many years. You've been seeing me post some great stuff with him here recently. Jeff said, you need to get on the Apollo out of Seaforth this season. And I said, you're right. So when we get those dates, I'll send those out to you. But for right now, if you want our charter dates, you want to participate in the raffle, anything else, 657-227-6459, and we can get you all set up, ready to rock and roll, and ready to, of course, catch some fish. And man, I've got to think, with all this market squid around this year, I've been saying this since it all showed up, and the lack of commercial fishing pressure on that squid, because China shut down. They're not buying any squid. They've shut that down. That squid is just remaining out there unharmed, unmolested, and I got to think those predators are moving in on it, and it is going to be a bonanza for sure up there in the Channel Islands. So that Endeavor trip looks good. But we're covered on the Apollo. You know, you have staterooms, and it's a 2-day trip, and great food. But 2 days, we can get up there and fish if it's up there. I think it's going to happen down here around Catalina, Santa Barbara for sure, Clemente. I think it's going to be some really good white sea bass fishing this year. And there's halibut, and of course there's yellowtail at times. By May, it should be really good. And those 2 trips are going to be good ones. So if you want to get on board, don't waste any more time. Take my word for it. Along our coast, we've been seeing some really good bass fishing up there out of Marina del Rey. Nick Ramirez told me he was out the other day and caught and released a ton of sand bass. Just great action. If you want action on bass In the wintertime, it can't get any better than it was on the Spitfire out of Marina del Rey. Redondo gets into similar types of bites and can do very, very well. They're right there in the Santa Monica Bay. Walt on the Monte Carlo, he's had some good fishing going on also. So Walt on the Monte Carlo is another option available to you all. And, the Victory and guys out of Pier Point. I'm not trying to skip over anybody. Dana Point. There's some decent wintertime bass fishing going on. And you have whitefish and sculpin to help round out those sacks. So keep that in mind. Also, some guys are fishing sand dabs in California up to out of Ventura Sport Fishing. Whitefish and sand dabs for him. Great place to fish out of. We love it up there. 805-676-3474. That's something else for you to do this winter. You can still get out, and some of these wintertime days are even more gorgeous than the summertime days. Now, I know we got rain coming now. I think later today we're supposed to get some rain, and Tuesday looks like a rainy day also, and then it's kind of off and on for the rest of the week. So we'll have to watch that and watch the wind. Normally, when it's raining, you don't have the wind. You get what we call a clearing wind that just pushes that front out of the area. And that's normally when you see the wind after the rain goes through. We'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. But there's some good fishing. Catalina's got good bonita fishing right now, and there's a lot of fun stuff you can still do in sport fishing. Surf fishing, I tried to fish it on Sunday morning. You saw it. As I watched the morning briefing, I rewatch it to listen to the audio, make sure everything's okay. As I listened to it, or I looked at it, it didn't do it justice. It was really some big surf down there. I mean, when you got surfers, one thing, surfers are pretty strong. They're really strong. They're in good shape and strong, and they're usually not intimidated by much. There were a couple guys that just said, no way. Now, they may have been novice surfers. I know guys will go out there and worse than that. But at least it scared some guys away, and it certainly scared me away. I just thought, there's no way we're going to catch anything at all. So we passed on it. But it's going to come down, getting nicer, and there's been some yellowfin croaker on like a 3/4 ounce chrome crocodile. In the wintertime, they get very lethargic sometimes, so you can sink that jig down into the sand and then just kind of give it a little jerk and then wind on it. Give it a little jerk and then wind on it. Try that if they're not biting a regular retrieve. It can be a great way to go. And of course, Lucky Craft style lures, although crocodiles will work also, but Lucky Craft on the halibut, not bad at all. And cold water means barred perch. So once again, you can catch barred perch by fishing those lures, but in the winter, bait is your best way to go. And I'm talking sandworms, if you can get those, sand crabs, if you can get those. Go down to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach, right there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway, and they've got all kinds of bait and all kinds of great information for you. They're tuned into it, and they do a great job. My friend Rada and Jimmy and everybody down there does such a great job. Elizabeth, everybody at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. All right, my friends, Bart Hall a little bit later today. Hope you're having a great day. Looks like we're going to get a little more weather coming. Some rain is on the way, but hopefully you'll stay dry, stay safe, and you know what? I hope to see you really, really soon again. 657-227-6459. Send that text right now and just tell me what you're after. You want to buy raffle tickets? You want information on our charters? You want to, you want to go have a cup of coffee? Whatever it is you want, just let me know. We'll try to make it happen. Take care, my friends. Hope to see you really, really soon.
Just giving them a little food, something to eat, getting them healthy.
We call that curing bait, right?
That is right, correct, Phil.
Yeah, and
curing them out. Yeah, gets a nice coat of slime on the bait, Phil. A lot of females, Phil. That's because Phil. What is it? Oh my! Whoa! Guy on the deck. Wow.
Look at this, boys. Tiburon. Nice thresher shark. Our third one. We caught two, lost one.
Oh, we need some fish to go along.
Morrison, what is that? Come here.
It's not that.
Compare and contrast.
He did it way better.
Oh, you're good. How you doing?
He flew over once, and when I was flying over, all I remember is me grabbing the throttles and pulled back as much as I can. I was thinking I was drowning, basically. I'm swimming, I'm choking on water. I look back at him, he's choking on water. I see the boat slowly turning.
12 o'clock right now. There's one up there and there's another one up over here. Keep your eye on it. Like, good spot. Directly 12 o'clock right now, about a quarter of a mile.
On a bummer. A bluefin in some really shitty weather here. Follow him down, follow him down. That's a nice fish, Lori. Wow. Look at that. Nice, beautiful fish. Oh my God. Hey, Lori, congratulations. Sprays are raptors, birds that hunt other animals for food. But they are unique because they hunt fish. They're also known as the sea hawk or the fish hawk, and they are magnificent to observe in nature. First slide here. Fat one. Hell yeah. Man, you're on again. Nice. There, you bit again? They're eating that crocodile. Big time. The crocodile works great on yellowfin croaker. Jesus Christ. Watch out, watch out. Oh! What in the hell is going on here? Another big bass on the boat. There he goes. Oh, that is just a gorgeous fish. Hey, I had to take a break. I've been catching past full speed. All of us have caught releases. Wow. That is a gorgeous fish. Hey.